Okay, this lesson is going to be about how we change an anchor point and make rotations. So we've been working with this before, this set of clips before, and I'm going to move my playhead to the beginning. And I'm going to click in the dark space here so that I deselect everything. So what we're going to do is let's look over here in the timeline. You see these little eyes. The ones that are blue with a slash through them mean that this track has been deactivated. When I play the clips, you're not seeing any of these. All right, so what I want to do is I want to open up this one. So I want to click that so that it's no longer blue. I'm going to leave my adjustment layer and my map JPEG exactly like they are. I don't need to see those. So I'm just going to be looking at these clips and behind the scenes. So let me scroll out a minute here. And as I put my playhead over this, I can see graphics up there that say behind the scenes. I'm going to change this to fit. Then I can see this. Now I'm going to click the clip that says behind the scenes. I'm in the effects setup window and clicking this behind the scenes clip in my timeline opens up the effects control panel over here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually make this graphics here behind the scenes. I'm going to move it. I'm going to make it rotate, and I'm going to animate it to rotate and swing up into the place that it is now. So I'm going to go into my timeline. I'm going to use my up and down arrow keys to move to the very first frame of this behind the scenes clip. Then I'm going to go up here to my effects control panel. Now what I want to do is I want to move the anchor point first. In order to move the anchor point, I need to click the word motion. That, as you know from one of my previous tutorials, creates a bounding box here, and it also allows me to see my anchor point. Now, in a previous tutorial I told you, do not grab the anchor point in order to move a clip around, because you won't move the clip around, you're just going to move the anchor point. So I don't want this behind the scenes text to rotate around this anchor point. I want it to be off-centered. So I'm going to left click and hold and move that anchor point until it's in the upper corner of this B. Okay, good. Now what I want to do is rotate this so it's sideways. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go into my effects panel and I'm going to go to rotation. Now I have to click this little stopwatch here to turn it blue, and it's made automatically a keyframe for me. You can see there that turned blue, that's my keyframe, but it hasn't changed the position because it's waiting for me to do that. If you open up this disclosure triangle by rotation, you get a little clock. And I'm going to scroll out here a little bit, zoom out here, so you can see as I left click and hold on this little speedometer thing here, as I drag it to the right, you can see what happens. My anchor point is in the corner of the B, and the text is actually swinging around that. So what I want to do, if I drag it to the right, it's swinging clockwise. I have positive numbers up here. If I drag it to the left, I have negative numbers. So to the right is clockwise, positive numbers, left is counterclockwise, negative numbers. So I want to go up here and I want to make this 90. So I'm going to type in 90, not negative 90, but positive 90. Negative 90. And there it is. All right? That's at the beginning of my sequence. Now I'm going to move this over to about, 6 seconds into my clip. Right there you can see I'm right at 6 seconds. And then I'm going to go over back to rotation. I'm going to create another keyframe. I don't have to do anything except change this parameter. So I'm going to change this parameter to what it was before, 0. And I'm going to hit enter. And up pops my behind the scenes. So I've got two keyframes. I've got one here. This keyframe was created when I turned on keyframes by clicking this blue stopwatch here. The second one was created here automatically when I moved my playhead and changed this rotation parameter. So you have to understand, in order to create keyframes to make things move in Premiere Pro, the process is first put your playhead where you want the first keyframe to be. In this case, it was at the beginning of my clip. Then turn on the rotation, the keyframe here with the stop by clicking the stopwatch. That's going to automatically create a keyframe. Then move your playhead where you want your next keyframe to be, and then change your parameter. So the thing I want you to understand is, first, place your playhead where you want the change to happen, then change the parameter. Move your playhead to where you want the next change to happen, then change the appropriate parameter, and so on and so forth. So let's go back and play this. And moving this to the very first frame of this, let's look and see what happens when I play this now. Behind the scenes slowly rotates up. Now, if I wanted that to go faster, all I have to do is find my keyframe here and move it to the left. And now that's the same thing is going to happen, but it's going to happen a little bit faster. Like that. Simple. Keyframing is very simple. It's important that you learn how to do it, but you can keyframe anything as long as you have a parameter over here in your effects control panel. You can change the parameters. You can make any clip do anything that you want to. All right, that's the end of this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it.